Hello folks, welcome back. My name is Nick Dodds and I build custom WordPress websites. In this video, we're going to be going through my website, WebDevDodds.ca, and we're going to be looking at some of the key features that I also encourage all of my clients to include in their websites. Before we begin, my philosophy when building websites is that they are decision-making tools. So I always have in mind that we want to help our audience get through the decision-making process as efficiently as possible, and we want to give them the means to take action. With that in mind, the very first thing on your website is the hero section, and in this hero section we have a headline that tells your audience what they're going to get out of your organization, and more specifically, the website they're on. In my case, I want them to know they could have a website just like this. In the background, we have a high-quality image, and that's just an opportunity to convey some of the personality of your website. I don't like to use too many images, but it is important to connect with people not just with informational content, but also with things that resonate on a more emotional level. Next, we have the navigation bar. You might notice that initially it's not particularly visible. That's because I want people to be focusing on this headline, but as soon as we scroll, it becomes much more visible with a white background. The navigation bar has three important pieces: your logo in the top left, which is where people give the most significance. Whatever content is in the top left, they think is most significant, at least in the Western world. Then we have the navigation menu with all of your pages. It's important to keep this as simple as possible, not only for user experience, but also for search engine optimization. And then on the right, we have possibly the most important feature of the website, which is the call to action button. Like I said, I want to give users the means to take action. The action I want them to take on my website is to book a consultation with me. Moving on, now we've now shown them how to take action and what they might take action on, and we want to convince them why they should take action. So this is our unique value proposition section. We've got a heading here, that's optional. I used it to create some urgency. Your audience is waiting, better get them. And then I use just three, certainly no more than five unique value propositions. In my case, it's that I build simple websites. They're built for conversion, turning your audience into action takers, and they're user-friendly so that my users can use them. Using an icon is kind of a good trick to help your users remember what they're seeing, having an image with text, and then clear, easy to read, large headlines, and then if they want to dive in, they can get some context for those headlines. And usually when you have things that are this simple to digest, your users will get curious and they will say, okay, I want to know a little bit more. And you just have one, like no more than two sentences giving some context to these value propositions. Now that we've given them some information, we want to give our users a moment to digest before we give them more information. So this is another good opportunity to inject some personality into the website. I love analog tools despite being a web developer. So I've got this spread of different analog tools on a wood desk in the background. And I've got a little mantra I use when building websites: as little as possible, as much as necessary. Now we get into some of the substance of the website. We provide some information on the services. In your case, it might be the product, it might be membership benefits, it might be projects that their donation would go towards, something like that. And you'll see I keep it very simple. Clearly here we have the services we provide. You'll also notice this corresponds to the menu item. Then again, we're using simple icons with simple headings. In this case, there's no more information. Of course, users might want some more information, so if they mouse over, we give them that extra little 1 to 2 sentences of context and a link to go to that services page and learn more. This way, we keep the website looking nice and clean for those users that maybe have already been here and they're just looking for a particular piece of information, and also just for users as they go through, rather than having all of this text up on the screen, cluttering things, and making it more difficult to process one piece at a time. They can read through this description, and then the next, then the next, then the next, and then go to whichever one makes the most sense for them. Moving on, we have the team. In my case, I am a lone wolf, at least at the moment. And so it is just me there. But like I said at the beginning of the website, I want my audience to be able to picture them using this website. And I presume that some people I work for will have more than one person on their team. So I added a couple extra circles, and I use the phrase "the team" to convey that message. Down below, we have some social proof with testimonials. Another important part so that people can learn to trust you, as well as showing an image of yourself, having an image of yourself on your website so people can put a face to who they're working with is critical for getting them to take action. Then lastly, and I think probably most importantly for helping your audience make the decision and to take action, is some clear evidence of the work you've done. In my case, it's really simple. I have a portfolio of websites I've worked on. Click on these, they bring you to the portfolio page. But right here, we just want to show that there are some, and we can add more information to the other pages when they click through. And at the very bottom, we have WebDevDodds.ca, the footer, repeating the logo, and of course the acknowledgement to the designer and developer. Of course, on the websites I build for other clients, it won't be quite so gaudy and orange and green. It will be much more discreet. Lastly, two other features I encourage all my clients to use are a contact page. Of course, you want people to be able to get in touch. Maybe not necessarily send emails. Maybe you're a phone person and we just have a phone number on there. But you can also add, your social media links if you have them, those kinds of things. And then one last piece. This doesn't make sense in all circumstances, but if you are some sort of an expert, especially in a niche field, a really effective way to get to the top of Google searches is to have a blog with some content, giving people valuable information for free. Ideally, you can get some people to subscribe to your email list, and then you can get them coming back to your website multiple times. They say it takes about 7 visits to a website before people will take action. So this is a good way to get them coming back if they're not ready to take action right away. And that is it. I hope you join me in the next video where we'll be talking about how we can edit some of this content. Thanks.